how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good. And welcome to another episode of TnTea, spelled TEA. Um, it is the first one in a long time, so I'm super pumped for you to be on.
Yeah, this is my second time being on. I was on
Yeah.
back in,
Oh
gosh,
my
was it November?
gosh. Yeah. Congrats for being on a second time.
Oh, I guess I'm just like an honored guest then.
You are
What can I
definitely an honored
say?
you are definitely an honored guest. Okay, so I'm super pumped because today we're going to be talking about the Young Playwrights Festival. And I actually an alum am English. I am an alumna of the Young Playwrights Festival. So this is super exciting for me. So can you just give us a little bit of a background? What is the Young Playwrights Festival?
Yeah, so the Young Playwrights Festival is a festival, a compilation of plays that are written by teenagers. So for the past year, beginning in the fall, I and the other writers of the Young Playwrights Festival have been logging onto Zoom on Saturday mornings and working on plays that are being produced in just a couple weeks. So we have our plays, we've gone through the writing and the editing process and all the other processes you have when writing something. And then teen actors auditioned um, about a couple weeks back as well. So these are teen written plays performed by teen actors. And yeah, it's really cool to see stories by teenagers, a lot of times about what it's like living as a teenager, performed by teenagers. It's a great experience, and I'm really excited for everyone to see it.
That's so awesome. So you said your role is the writer. Can you give us a little synopsis, super brief, about your play?
Yes, so my play is called As Our Shadows Used to Do,
Mm.
and yeah, I'll just walk you through it. So it begins with two girls named Zoe and Louise. They have feelings for each other.
Mm.
They don't know how to say it. We've all been there. And then Willa Cather, who is a Nebraska writer, she had relationships with other women, um, comes from 18 whatever to the present day to help guide these um, girls into knowing how to share their feelings and be confident in themselves. And I don't want to spoil the ending, but she does help them out.
That is so cool. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. That is an awesome concept.
Thank
So,
you.
can you talk a little bit about what you've learned from working with other writers?
Yeah, what I've learned from working with other writers, specifically the writers who have been in this class this year, is uh, hmm, I sharing well, for me, I have always had a thing with sharing things I've worked on. I think it's very scary. But I think through this class and through working with other people also on their own creative journeys, I have taken away how important it is to share your ideas and develop your creativity alongside um, other people's. Um, yeah, I'm not sure if that makes sense or if that was a good answer. But
That's totally good answer. Yeah, and I'm glad it's helping you feel more comfortable because I think that's probably a part of that process. Have you learned, or I guess I think that's a given. What have you learned about yourself as a writer through going through this process?
I think I've learned how much I appreciate having deadlines. Um, time
Mm-hmm.
times to get or a time to complete everything really helps me to stay motivated. From a more artistic standpoint, I'll say that I love character more so than I expected. I think if you have strong, full creative characters, a lot of times they can uh, drive your plot and make such an important part of your story. And I really enjoyed creating and designing characters. And I think without this class, I wouldn't have been able to have that opportunity.
Yeah, that's awesome. Um, so are you just writing or are you also performing?
I'm a performer as well.
You are. Oh my gosh.
I sure am.
So can you talk about, well, first, whose show are you in? Who do you play? Let's start there.
Yes, so the shows I am in are One Wish, Un Deseo, um, by Jose, and Plot Twisters by Grace. And in One Wish, Un Deseo, I play Kevin, who is the love interest of Alejandra, the main character. He's a sweet, well-rounded guy. He's been really fun to play. And in Plot Twisters, I have a smaller role. I am the prince. And a quick uh, hmm, summary of Plot Twisters
Mm-hmm.
is that it is an incredible play written by the incredible Grace. And it is about in every story has like is actually happening, but there's evil people who want to stop it from happening. So I play the prince in the story of Cinderella, and my world is like crumbling around me because these villains are trying to dismantle the story world that I live in. And that's also it's such a fun show. I'm so excited for everyone to see it. And it's so interesting to think about like the concept of stories and what would a character playing a character who is a character in their own story. It's like a
Whoa.
story within a story. It's so neat. It's been such a fun thing to do.
Oh, that's so cool. Oh my goodness. Um, so kind of a two-part question. How does it feel to have your words spoken out loud? And then in turn, how does it feel to speak someone else's words that you know?
Um, yeah, that's such a good question. The first rehearsal that I went to um of my show
Mm-hmm.
was I monumental. I don't want to say life-changing, but honestly, it's so incredible to have a body of work that you've worked really hard on and put like personal stuff into and see it come alive with
Mm-hmm.
amazing, amazing cast members and just it's like bringing something to life. It's like you have this thing that you've been working on for so long and you finally get to see it like grow on its own and find its own place in the world, which is it's indescribable. It's so cool. And I think being on the other end of that, I'm aware of how much it means to be a participant in um, yeah, that kind of incredible experience of watching a body of work come to life. And I'm very aware of how powerful that is and how powerful of a position that actors have in
Mm-hmm.
relationship to playwrights in um, bringing the work to life. And I think that I have a deeper appreciation of that now that I've written a play and been in this playwriting class over the past year.
Yeah, that's so cool. Huh. Yeah, I haven't sort of thought about that different appreciation. That's awesome. Um, so how has it been doing this show and class online this year?
Yeah, this is my first year in the Young Playwrights program.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had an in-person Young Playwrights class. So this is kind of all that I've experienced with it. But I have been in Zoom shows, Zoom plays before and in-person Rose things before. And I think that we get so creative and so dedicated into forming creative and artistic connections in a way that when we are all together, we don't have to work as hard on, or
Mm-hmm.
as hard on. And while it can, it's more of a challenge to form bonds and it can be difficult to feel disconnected. But I think with all of the specific and deliberate work we put into having a connection and trust with each other, it makes it like so much stronger experience overall. And for performing online, it has been similar to my past experiences in that it's different. and it can be a challenge, and but it's also an opportunity to explore artistic platforms that you can't when you're doing a show in person. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this whole year of Zoom theater has really shown us all the different possibilities that theater has and that art in general can have that we didn't really think of before. So yeah, that's special.
Yeah, I definitely
Yeah.
agree. I feel like it's so neat going on a more like metaphorical cosmic scale. We kept making art and we're so dedicated to continuing to create and put stuff into the world even in the face of something that could have very well stopped it. I think it's awesome on behalf of like humanity in general.
Yeah. It definitely shows the perseverance of people and especially artists.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Yeah. Um, so finally, tell us how we can come watch this awesome show.
Yeah, so we the festival is split into 2 nights, so double
Oh.
the amazingness. So on Saturday, April 24th is
Mm-hmm.
the first show at 7 o'clock Central Time. You can get onto the Roses YouTube channel and watch the plays. I believe that is the plays Plot Twisters and Diary of Alice, which are by the
Mm-hmm.
very cool Rachel and the very cool Grace. And then
Nice.
on May 1st, again at 7 o'clock, again on YouTube, you can watch 3 plays, which are As Our Shadows Used to Do, which is my play. Both nights are going to be very cool, but I think it would be very cool if you guys showed up to watch. Um, Lobster Howl by Isabella and Joe, and that is just a delightful show. It is so well written and it is so awesome. And One Wish Un Deseo by Jose, which is also an incredible show, has incredible writing, and it will draw a tear from our most hardened audiences. So
Oh,
yeah. Um, you guys should come. It'll be such an awesome experience to share.
you think it would be great to come to the thing, and it totally would. Okay, amazing. So that concludes our episode. Thank you so much for
Uh,
coming on and chatting about Young Playwrights.
yeah, no problem. Thank you for hosting, Daisy.
Absolutely. All right. Bye, Noemi.
Bye.